everyone! I've got something exciting to show you today. Sam Grima sent in this info. There is a Digimon DVPet fan project created by the undersigned and associates, I assume. But it's basically a virtual pet. But it is also mixed with an evolution system reminiscent of Digimon World, so it gets actually really complicated. It's really cool. So follow the link down in the description, and then once you have that downloaded, you just go over to the zip. For instance, I use 7-zip. It's a free program you can download. If you already have that, then just, double click it. Drag it onto the desktop. Bada bing. DVPet. Get on there and double click dvpet.exe and it will begin with this music. It took me a little longer than I'd like to admit to realize that this is Digimon World's File Island song. It's just, a MIDI file. Anyway, you'll hit start. You can set your time. Now, there are two different options when it comes to time passing. You can actually have it be based on the real time. Even when you turn it off and you come back into it, when you load it back up later, it will compensate for how much time has passed and then, change the digital pet accordingly. So it really is just like completely a digital pet. But if you want more of an experience like the Tamagotchi Game Boy game where everything was going kind of in fast motion as far as stats goes, you can select this. With the 3 triangles, you will be having time pass 1 minute for each 6 seconds. So that would be an hour and 10 minutes. And then in 1 hour, 6 hours would have passed by, right? I might be doing that math wrong. But 1 day in real time equals a whole week. So you can get through most of a Digimon cycle. This does follow the original VPet's time span, so it's not the version 20th where things happen within the course of about 7 days. This will take a little longer. So since today, I'd like to just show you kind of what you can achieve in an hour with the sped up timer. I'm not even going to worry about setting the time, because believe me, it's going to go fast. Now the eggs we have to choose from are the original VPets 1 through 5, and then we have the pendulums 1 through 5. Plus the 0.5 version of it. So all of these eggs you can choose from in the very beginning. I'm going to choose this one because this is the same sprite that they used in the Digimon Twin for the event egg, and we just finished running that, so let's do it. Name your save. We're going to go with Chilling with Kakujo, and there you go. First things first, though. We're going to go down here and make this thing way bigger, and I'm also going to choose a color I like. You get to choose between these 3 sizes, and obviously the biggest one's the best. So now we play the waiting game. Again, the timeline we're following with these is the originals, but since it's sped up, look at that. It just happened immediately. They want so much. Click, and if you want to go like side to side in the stats, you don't click again, you click this again. It was a bit confusing there. So their type is nothing right now because they're a baby. I guess we can't go hoisting labels on it just yet. Its age is 0. So here we have energy. Over here is their mood. Right now they're unhappy. Here is their, I forget exactly what they call this, but whenever you do battles, you need to wait for this to fill all the way back up. So that way, they'll have their full HP at the beginning of battle. And then here's how, tired they are. They're not very, they're awake enough. And then here, we have the 3 different attributes that a Digimon can have. We have vaccine, data, and virus. Each Digimon will have their own personal affinity for it, and each time you hatch a Digimon, their stats will be randomized as far as their personality goes. Battles, 0. See, this one, we have an antsy Digimon. So far, I'm aware of their being generous, apathetic, and hyper, but this is our first one, and I guess we got an antsy one. And if we keep going, you'll see the way the time's passing right now. These are not seconds, these are minutes, see? And another minute has passed. This right here means it's morning, and this right here means it's spring. This will change depending on the seasons. Oh, sorry, right, you're hungry. We have 4 different kinds of foods! You have so much choice now! Back in my day, we had one thing, and we didn't like it, but we did it anyway because the alternative was death. So I've given him a meat and an apple. Now let's go ahead and let's go ahead and check the stats, because each of your Digimon in each of their stages has a favorite food. If we go over here to, well, I skipped it. If we go back over here to where it says antsy, we have 3 locks. On the left lock, it is their favorite time of day to train. In the center, it is their favorite food. And on the right, it is their favorite training type. Like I said, they each have an affinity. So when you train, you can actually choose between vaccine, data, and virus to train them in. All right, you have like no strength. So let's go ahead and pick a random one. Oh, please be a good boy. Please like vaccine. And there it goes. Oh. Dang, I thought I was doing pretty well. Note the light bulb icon. This means that there's an opportunity now to scold or praise them. Since they just did a successful training event, we're going to go and click on them and then click the happy face. Yes, you did wonderfully. So over on the right, we have other tabs, right? This game actually has an adventure mode built into it. That's right, like the Digivices, like the pedometer-based digital pets. You can click on this and send them off on an adventure and have them either like walk or run, and then you just have to be, I guess, around to catch it whenever they get caught up in a fight or whatever, or else, you know, you suffer the normal penalties that you would in the Digivices. But it's pretty cool. They can't do it while they're a baby. Yeah. Ow. No, I know. Oh, jeez. But if you go up to the top, there is their growth chart. It's extremely helpful. There's no guesswork here, really. Well, I mean, there is kind of. I wouldn't call it guesswork so much as just it's easy to get overwhelmed, and that's okay. So we have Gnocchimon, who can digivolve into Tanemon, Koromon, or Yokomon. So down here in the bottom, you see all of the requirements for them to digivolve. Between Koromon and Tanemon, the only requirements are when you train them. So this one, you'll get Tanemon if you train them mostly during the morning, and Koromon you'll get if you mainly train them during the daytime. And then Yokomon, I guess, just nothing. If you meet neither of those requirements, you get Yokomon, so maybe train at night or something like that. So we click X to go back to our digital pet, and here they are. How are you, Gnocchimon? 12 weight, hunger, man, you still need everything. Their energy has gone down because they've trained. It's like the other V-Pets, like once that runs out, you're just gonna have to just regain it by letting them sleep or by giving them vitamins, which lowers their strength. But it's kind of like this, uh-oh, it happened. This is an alpha, by the way, and one of the known bugs right now is that when you go into a screen to access certain things and it dims the screen, when you come back out, it doesn't take the dim off. So I guess Gnocchimon's just chilling in the dark, that's fine. Okay, let's check to see if we've given them their favorite thing yet. No? I want to say they unlock what their favorite thing is when you give it to them, so what have we not given them? An apple? Is your favorite thing apples? Because you're a plant Digimon, and I feel like that's just a stereotype we shouldn't encourage. What? Did I forget to give you... Okay, give it a radish again. Wait, why is it suddenly daytime? Oh, it's because your strength's out again. Remember that since this isn't a faster mode... Oh, thank goodness. You gotta, like, pick which one to defend against the direction. Have a praise, Gnocchimon, have a praise. So since this is going, like, 10 times faster than normal, I say like 10 times faster, but I think it's literally 10 times faster, yeah, you're gonna have to keep up with it. I just really want to check to see what its favorite thing is, because yes, here we go. We have discovered its favorite form of training. It loves data training. This comes into play whenever we actually raise them to the point where they can do battles. If you look over here, when you go into battles, you can choose which one of these attack types to do. Vaccine is based on power, Data is based on defense, and Virus is based on speed, with a slight bit of power and defense mixed in. But the significance of knowing their favorite thing is that when you do their favorite training, it increases their mood. If you look back over here, their mood right now is ... That means neutral. There's only 3 mood types. There's neutral, unhappy, and happy. Happy is just a big pulsing sun, which, you know, makes me feel really great. So since they like data training, let's go ahead and do more of that. I'm sure you notice it does hitch a bit every once in a while, especially if you're trying to hover over many icons in a quick succession, it'll oftentimes get stuck. Sometimes it'll just get stuck for no reason though, like, oh, yeah, see there it goes, it just got stuck again. Hey, and you just have to let it go or else, you know? Okay, give it fish again. It froze! Antsy, I guess we're just gonna actually call them Antsy, but Antsy here loves fish. So if we give them fish, their mood will increase. However, each of the different types of food has different effects on your Digimon. I actually just keep a handy thing over here, aka the thread, where you can download the thing in the first place. If you go down all the way down to care, you find meat. It increases the mood, but it also decreases enthusiasm. So it's like this other value of theirs. We have obedience over here, and like in the OP thread, it's kind of confusing because I almost am at this point thinking they call enthusiasm, obedience, and discipline. I think they're all referring to the same stat. I would like some confirmation on that, but I almost think maybe enthusiasm or discipline might be an invisible stat? But yeah, it makes it to where they'll be more likely to refuse training. Fish, on the other hand, makes your Digimon more enthusiastic about training, so it won't refuse stuff, but that's like, it doesn't really do much else. So if we were to give it fish right now, it would become more likely to not refuse training, which is good, because we need to do more of it. Here. Okay, top. Oh, thank goodness, you can actually like change it once the thing's decided where to go. So if you don't praise it after it trains, its discipline will increase. If you do praise it after it trains, its obedience will increase. See, that's the statement right there where I'm like, okay, those aren't the same stat. If enthusiasm or disobedience just means they do or don't refuse stuff, that's fine, because when they refuse stuff, and luckily Ansi hasn't done that yet, they're a very good Digimon. Like I said, every time you hatch a Digimon egg, even if you get 2 Nyokimon, they'll have different personalities, different penchants for disobedience, and different favorite foods, different favorite times of day, and so you can really end up with a lot of different types of Digimon, not just based on their evolution. I love it! So if Ansi here ever gets to the point where their mood is just not that great, like right now it's still not great, so luckily we haven't run into any Digivolutions that require happiness yet. Like, we're just in baby, and then we'll be moving on to baby 2 mode here after a while, after which I'm sure happiness will kick in. If you want to run down to these stats, you can read it in the OP thread, but if you want me to narrate for you, then well, all you had to do was ask. Care mistakes, sickness, discipline, or I guess obedience, I still don't know which one to call it, vaccine power, virus power, overfeeding, injuries, time of day for most training, data power, weight, sleep disturbances, victory percentage and number of battles required, and then their happiness. This is what reminded me to come check over here, because yeah, we don't have any that require them to be happy, but if we did, we'd be in a bit of trouble, because they're not doing like fantastically. So if we give them fish, it is their favorite, so it will increase their mood a bit, but the one that really increases mood would be meat. The only thing Radish does is increase obedience, and what, you just pooped and fell asleep? You might want to work on your core muscles if taking a poop makes you fall asleep, but no, I won't judge, They won't lose their stats nearly as quickly while they're asleep. It seems like an obvious thing to say about a digital pet, but apparently it wasn't the case originally in this one. It is still alpha, as I've said a couple times now, but it's an important thing to state because there are some times where you end up with a Digimon that's just not fair. You might install this and you might load up a Digimon, you might hatch an egg, and just have, honestly, kind of a bad time. I have read of a couple people who get Digimon that are they're just already so pre-exposed to be naughty that they will refuse training and food constantly, and when you scold them, it just lowers their mood, and they're just always an unhappy Digimon. I mean, you know, some kids are just like that. Sometimes you just end up with a depressed, you know, lower mood kind of kid, and if you're fine with that, that's cool, but I mean, they are digital kids. You can just erase them and start over. Not in real life, though. No, that's illegal. While they're sleeping, I'm taking care of my physical Tamagotchi. It's my kids, but, you know, I'd watch it while she's at school. If you were following back when I was running the Digimon Twin, and you were curious as to what her Tamagotchi actually evolved into, it was Pochichi, which is the second best, not the Mimichi that she wanted, and also I wanted, because I love Mimichi. It hasn't been that long, but already quote-unquote 2 hours have passed, so they should be waking up soon. It's been so long since I've played the original VPet, and I've way more recently played with a version 20th VPet, so like my time, in my head, I'm like, they should already be awake. They should already be digivolving. But I gotta be patient. Yes, even with this 10 times speed. I could also go down this list with you, but really, these graphics are great. The Undersigned made a declaration that I am in love with, like they are my best friend now. They stated that they want to make this thing intuitive. They want to make it to where you don't need a guide to use it, and God, how rare is that these days, you know? They're called wiki games at this point. Like, the first one, I think, the one that got big, was Minecraft. You load up Minecraft and there's just no way to know what to do without looking at a wiki. There's so many games, especially on the computer, where you have to look at a wiki, and the Undersigned is like, nah, I'm gonna try to make this, you know, easy to understand. Right now, I wouldn't say it's quite there, only because, I mean, for instance, how am I supposed to know that this is tiredness? Like, I get it once I read the word tiredness, that looks like an eyeball. And then recover, that one's still kind of nebulous, possibly because we just haven't done any battles and it'll get more clear. Oh, and speaking of battles, there's actually online play. Down here, you can actually connect to a host with their IP address and you can battle other people. It's incredible. There's even like digital diseases that are contagious, and if you battle or progress with another Digimon that's got those, your Digimon could have that. So if you want to run 2 of these at the same time, it's actually quite easy. You just click this again, and then it's gonna open. Start playing that song again, of course. We're gonna boost it up. Let's just grab this egg, why not? Oh, actually, didn't I just do that egg? No, we'll do the Kuramon egg. That is the Kuramon egg, right? CWK2. Even if you do different save files, they both use the same Digivolution tree file. So if you have a bunch running, you can actually fill up your Digivolution like notebook faster that way. It's so neat. All right, we're gonna boost you up. Let's give you a purple one, a purple shell. So now we got 2 babies, right? And you could actually battle them side by side in the same way that you can with people online. Simply, whenever you go in to put in the IP address of your opponent, for yourself, you just put in 127.0.0.1, as is the local host address, meaning it just circles back around on you, and then they fight. It's so neat. Oh, who are you? You're not Kuromon yet, are you? You're Mokumon. Oh, Mokumon, right, the little gas dude. Their Digicore is like super exposed, and so they have to secrete gas to hide, and they specialize in running away. I just read about this one. So it's not the Kuromon line, huh? They did evolve into Koromon with daytime training. They did evolve into Kapurimon with morning training, or into Demi-Meramon. Oh, I want Demi-Meramon. Wait, so that means I would like only be able to train at night if I wanted that one? That's tricky, so it's almost like you'd want to set it for nighttime. Or really, you could just restart it and then set the timer for like, you know, quote unquote, night. I don't know why I just got right up into the microphone and tried to do air quotes as if that would like convey anything, but I did it. Oh, Antsy woke back up. You're hungry, aren't you? So your favorite thing is fish, I might as well give it to you. What about you? Oops. Oh, I got low on the bar, oh no. I'm sorry, Mokumon. Well, don't explode about it. I'm just saying, like, it might be a little prejudiced, but I'm assuming you want virus training, right? Is that how that works? I really do think it's completely randomized each time you start a Digimon, but let's see if it's already... No. Oh, interesting. This one's also Antsy. Okay, well, we're gonna call you Ant2. Ant2. Antoine. Okay, you're Antoine. No, but that makes it sound like you're the number one, but you were the number one. Yeah, I'm sorry, I know it sounds stupid, but your name's Antsu. So you reveal their favorite time of day to train when you do it during that time, and Ant2's just happens to be in the morning, so we got that one down. What about you? Wait, is it not like nighttime for you technically? No, it's quote-unquote 3 o'clock. Remember, the timers are all moving very fast right now. And then you need another fish. Ooh, this is starting to get hectic. I like it. I'm really getting Tamagotchi Game Boy game vibes, where I'm just like, I'm juggling all these things. If you want to just pile yourself in digital pets and just absorb that experience, this is a really great one. Like, you could do like 4 at a time. I mean, I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to have like a panic attack, but you could. I actually think there might be vaccine, because we've done both of them so far, but this is the only one left. There you go. Let's go have a look. Oh yeah, sorry, good job first, yeah? We'll give you some meat to raise your mood, and I want to go see this. Oh, it froze. There it is. Yep. How about that? A Mokumon that likes to do vaccine training. The very idea. If you both want fish, I'll give it to you. I mean, I'm gonna have to like get you guys pulling down some kind of stable job or something. Fish is not cheap, especially not the ones that you want. I want fatty tuna. I want abalone. It's not even a fish, it's a shellfish. That actually doesn't help at all. It broke my focus off my finger, and then I just started like spasming back and forth. Oops, I just praised Antsy for nothing. Well, I mean, that probably won't have a negative effect on their future, right? Praising them for doing nothing, that's... I don't know what that means. Let's just train them up like crazy right now. I mean, not too crazy. Apparently, if you train them more than 12 times, they can get injured. And in fact, every time they train, there's a chance that they take injury. So far, we haven't had anything with No, up there! What? Before I was able to adjust what I was doing, but this time, like, it locked me. No, that's fair. Wait, what happened? You don't need anything, but you're putting out a signal. That's a bad boy! At least I hope I was reading that signal right. Oh god, there's that familiar fear that I had as a child where I was like, wait, do I praise or do I scold? And then I do it and then they make a face and like there's no feedback about whether or not that was what they needed. It's so stressful. Well anyway, training did lower their hunger, but there is another thing we must worry about here, and that is their weight. If you check here, this symbol actually changes depending on how underweight, overweight, or the perfect weight they are. Right down the center is good. Right on the right, it's too much, and the way you balance this out is either by rationing their food or continuing to train or do battles. But of course, when you do battles or train, you make them tired. And also there's this separate value too. I don't really understand how to balance that one. That part is a little nebulous to me, a little difficult to read, because there's energy, but then if this is low, they'll actually be sluggish on the screen. So look at them. They actually change the way they move depending on their mood, depending on how fatigued they are. And it's interesting because Nyokimon here looks pretty tired, but I'm gonna do it again anyway. I'm gonna do it some more. Uh-oh. There's a fatigue drop. Ah, okay. So when they're fatigued, it will wear off within an hour, and you can also replenish their energy faster by letting them sleep, by giving them a nap. If you just like force the lights off, eventually they will fall asleep, and for every 30 minutes, they regain a point of, I just did not mean to praise them. I keep thinking that I can click this to advance the screen, but it doesn't. You gotta click this. Anyway, it will replenish a point of energy, and then of course, instead of 30 minutes with this mode, it's only 3 minutes. So that's kind of nice. So now I think they lose energy quicker while they have this. Again, the only way to lose it is to let them take an hour or to let them sleep. I don't know, I guess we could let them take a nap. Here, go night-night. When you turn it off and the screen's just plain black, you know they're just sitting there like... What the heck? Why did you just do that for? What do you do? Okay, should I flush, or will that interrupt the sleep? Because I actually finally fell asleep, but... Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So they fell asleep. The way to get them to fall asleep is a little unclear, especially the fact that this is going 10 times as fast as normal. It did say just turn off the light and wait a while for them to fall asleep on their own. I feel like with it going 10 times as fast, like so far already, we've been sitting here waiting for them to fall asleep for about 30 minutes. And I feel like that's just too long to leave your kid in the dark. Unless you're trying to breed some kind of mole child. And in the wacky world of Digimon, I guess that's valid. I imagine child safety laws are hard to make over there.
Well, I wasn't trying to neglect them, Your Honor. I was just trying to get them to digivolve into a Devimon.
And then the judge is like, well, I'd see no problem with that. Sometimes we all want a Devimon. It is a fairly easily accessible Digimon in Digimon World. And I mean, really, who's gonna put in any more effort than that to get the story moving? Gavel sound effect, dismissed. Huh?
What?
Antsy! Anyway, for the sake of just go back to sleep. Well, that's about as much time as I have today. I know I said that whenever you turn it off, the time is still compensated when you come back, but that's only for normal time span. When you have them in the accelerated time, it won't move it forward at all. So when you come back, it'll just be exactly as they were. Let me know if you'd like to see some more of this. I would be interested in doing like a, just like the original slow style daily updates, but with this fast motion being what it is, we could do like just a handful of episodes with a few different eggs and see what we get. And so, the last lesson I have for you today is how to save. Click the keyhole, click save, and then quit. And when you're ready to play again, double click on the folder, go back to where you were, open the DVPet, and when you load, you put in the name of the save, and there they are again. Well, anyway, thank you all for coming by. I will still see you all this next Tuesday for the beginning of the Mushi King virtual pets. There will be 2 of them, and there will also be a giveaway of a 3rd Mushi King that I ordered. Completely new. I probably should open it to make sure it works, but, you know, it could be yours if you tune in on the Mushi King series. And if I make any more of these, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!